Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So today let's have a look at the limited character Himiko. This time we will have a look at the Ascension version. And yeah, both versions are very strong. But whereas the evolution is kind of like a go anywhere type of monster, as long as it's a wood quest, Himiko Ascension is a bit more specialized. She's more kind of a support character. But she has different abilities, so she and then the evolution version will go to different quests, usually. Alrighty, so let's have a look at her stats. We see that she is a balance type, and then she is pretty balanced in her stats. But she doesn't have the crazy hit points of the evolution or the crazy speed, so there is that. She becomes a pierce type, and then she has no gravity barrier and then a recovery on the gauge. I'm very happy to have this combination because there's Cleopatra as well, which I don't have, but the same combo, pierce, no gravity barrier, recovery. So yeah, very happy to have that here. Her speed is a little bit on the slow side for a pierce monster. Generally, pierce monsters have the higher speed because they also lose a lot of speed when they go through guys. But Himiko has just kind of average speed, so yeah, there is that. And then looking at her strike shot, it is the command strike shot. But actually, this one is kind of one of the weaker command strike shots. It's about on the level of Uriel Evolution. Which isn't, it's still good, but it's not, you know, super overpowered, like some of the other guys. Yeah, it's definitely one of the weaker command strike shots. And then finally, her bump combo. It is the poison spread and the 5-element homing. So that's pretty good. If you haven't used poison very much, it comes in handy much more often than you would expect. So yeah. So we'll go over to the mission now, and then the mission I will be playing is... Dark Muramasa. So yeah, I really like both the Murasame and the Muramasa stages, and I just finished my Izanami Max Luck. And I thought she would be a great max luck for both those missions. And then, yeah, I also realized that I hadn't done a Himiko Ascension review video yet, so I thought I would use her here. Alrighty, and then to talk quickly about the other team members that I'm using, I'm also using Ghost Evolution, Ghoulie Evolution. He's got Pierce and no gravity barrier, and very high stats. And then he's also on the slow side, so it's very easy to control him. There are a lot of shields and things that you don't want to destroy, so being able to control the movement of your characters is very important here. Okay, nice damage from Ghoulie. Yeah, very high attack. And then with the Pierce, he can go right through the weak point, so do a lot of damage there. And then I'm using Izanami, Max Luck, and she is not typically recommended for this mission because there are a lot of laser barriers that block her bump combo. But yeah, as I just explained, there are some things that you don't want to destroy, and so being able to control her rebound laser is very useful for this stage. And then she also has the double null ability, no gravity barrier, no warp. And as you can see, there's both of those on this stage. And then finally, she has a meteor strike shot, which comes in handy towards the end of the mission. Okay, I am using Himiko, of course. Her healing will come in handy, along with her pierce, and along with her strike shot. I actually can't remember if I used her strike shot or not in this playthrough, but we'll see. And then finally I'm using Zoro, Evolution. She has no gravity barrier and Samurai Slayer, so yeah, as we can see, a lot of damage there. And then she has a tackle strike shot, which charges up very quickly. It's just 16 turns. So ideally, I would keep her as my finisher for the last stage. But she can also save me in a pinch. She can basically end any of these Muramasa mini-bosses if I'm in a bad position. Alrighty. So yeah, we are just going to focus on trying to down the boss without hitting that shield there. If we do break the shield, that will summon the Murasame, which will just make the mission longer and we'll be more likely to lose as well, so... Okay. And so for Himiko, recommended ableberries. I was looking at the recommended ableberries for on the GameWith site, and they recommend things like Knockout and what was it? Knockout and then Strike Haste. And their reasoning for Strike Haste, of course, was just to get the bump or the strike shot out quicker. And then the reasoning for the knockout was also for the strike shot. Yeah, because with the strike shot you're moving everybody, and so there's more chances for the knockout to come into play. But again, her command strike shot is not super strong, and then so I wouldn't really do anything to that relies on her strike shot. I would focus either on her speed, just make her speed higher, since it is a little just average, or else I would get her just kind of like general ableberries that anybody can use, like what is it, Cutthroat, or Survivor, or Mend, or something. So yeah, either speed or just more general ableberries. That's my recommendation anyway. Okay, and then actually, since I only have one of Himiko, I'm probably gonna slide her to her evolution, just because she's super duper strong. But yeah, like a Himiko evolution would not be a good choice for this dark Muramasa mission, because of all the gravity barriers. Alright, and then on this stage we see that there are the damage walls. But this is the only stage, I believe, with damage walls, so we don't really need to bring anybody with null damage wall. And then if you wanted to stall for either hearts or to build up your strike shots, there's chances for that on almost every level. There's always one guy whose attacks don't do a lot. They either spit out warps or something like that, so there's usually chances to stall. And then this is one of the trickier stages if you're not using a guy with Flight or Minesweeper. I usually like to use Agnemute X for this mission, partly just to get through this mine stage here. But yeah, if we're careful, if we stay in that middle third, or if we start with some bounce characters near the robots there to take them out first, then it's not too difficult to get through. And yeah, I'm going to use a Ghoulies strike shot here just to kind of stick to the boss and set off as few mines as possible. And then here, just nothing fancy, just a side-to-side bump, so that we can avoid the mines and also avoid hitting the shield there. Yeah, hitting them mines. Yeah, so here I saw the heart, so I figured that I would be able to trip some mines and still come out okay, so... unfortunately I did take down the shield, so then the light Murasame comes out. And then depending on your positioning, you can take out either Muramasa or Murasame first. Just depends what's easier for you in that situation. Okay, we'll get away from those mines. And then, yeah, we're seeing, you know, constant damage being done to the mine robots because of Himiko's poison. And then, yeah, because of that poison, Himiko Ascension is also good for floor 25 of the Tower of Champions. Although her poison isn't as strong as either Fox Metal or Basilisk, so I still recommend one of those two more. You can also use Himiko in floor 24, where you need Gravity Barrier, and because there are scorpions there as well. But get a Detox Ableberry for her if you can. And then she's also good for floor 30 of the tower, because she needs a Gravity Barrier. And then, yeah, her Strike Shot and then her Recovery are also very helpful. And then as far as other missions, she's not super good for any impossible missions that we have now. Yeah, but her time is coming later. But for the moment, yeah, she doesn't stand out too much in impossible missions. Okay, so this stage went very smoothly, the Dark Muramasa. You want to get rid of the zombies first to end that zombie loop, and then take down the Satisfactions, which do a lot of damage. And then that'll just leave the Dark Muramasa to take out. Alright, here is the first boss stage. There are chances to pinch between the robots or the wolves, so we'll try to do that with our bounce characters. And then the boss of Dark Muramasa, his attacks do a lot of damage, but there's also a long time before they come out. So we can take a couple turns to take down the other guys before we take down Dark Muramasa. And then here, up to now the laser barriers were helpful for us to sort of mitigate damage. But in the boss stages, unfortunately, Izanami's rebound laser won't be super helpful because the boss will have their laser barrier around it. So we're going to have to find other ways to do damage to the boss. Okay, a little bit of healing. Whoa! Alright, so there's that attack from the boss that does a lot of damage. Alright, there's that poison coming into play. That can help us take down guys that are just on the brink of being taken out. And I successfully stalled to get the heart gold, so we were able to cure everybody's poison and then also fill up our HP bar. And then for the stage after this, we want Izanami and or Himiko towards the bottom of the screen, because we want to use their strike shots to clear the zombie loop that's down there. Ideally we would start the level with one of those two, but it just didn't work out that way. So we're starting with Zoro instead, so we'll just go ahead and then concentrate on doing the damage to the boss for now. And we have great positioning with the weak point right there. Okay, almost a one punch, but yeah, this is good enough. Okay, we'll finish him off with a Ghoulie. And then this is the one boss stage where the boss does not have a laser barrier around it, so Izanami's rebound laser can come in handy here. Okay, so here we're going to use Izanami's Meteor Strike Shot to end the zombie loop, and then also take out the Dark Murasame as well. Okay, and then here on this stage we could actually stall, since these ability locks don't do a whole lot of damage. But we're looking okay as far as hit points, and I'm not going to do 28 turns for Izanami's strike shot, so we'll just go ahead. And then for the last stage, if possible, you want to start with a Pierce type, since there are anti-bounce characters all around the boss. And then also, if possible, we want to start the mission without our guy's ability locked, but that can be difficult to do if you're stalling with the ability locks there. Okay, so here is the boss stage. We have the anti-bounce guys all around, so we want to use a Pierce type to get rid of them. And then we also have the shields around the corners. We do not want to touch these at all if we can. And then the boss has a gravity barrier and a laser barrier around it. So again, Izanami's bump combo will not come in handy. But this is a good thing actually, because with that laser barrier it'll stop the laser from going into the shields, which we do not want to have happen. So yeah, this stage is all about you know, precision and concentrating your attacks on just the intended targets without accidental damage on the shields. Okay, so we used Himiko to take down the last 3 anti-bounce guys, and then we can use, we have more space for our other guys to move around, especially Zoro with her strike shot. Alright, so that's what I was talking about when we said we would use Zoro as a finisher. Alright, and then just for style points, we will end it with Ghoulie's strike shot. And that is it. And yeah, we didn't use Himiko's command strike shot, but we didn't want to send guys by accident into the shields, so that's why we didn't do that. Okay. So that was my little Himiko Ascension review, and then also my first time using my Izanami Max Luck, and then also a playthrough of Dark Muramasa. So yeah, thanks for watching, we'll see you again, take care.